Welcome back. In this video, I will cover business process dependency analysis. To design and implement a business continuity management system, we started off with business process mapping. So we had business process mapping, wherein we identified the various business processes in the organization and the respective business process owners. Having done that, we moved to the next step, and that was design and send a BI survey. So in the BI, we sent the survey to the identified business process owners. Based on the results, we obtained a prioritization of the business processes for the sake of recovery. We knew that for the business processes, what were the expected RTOs, the RPOs, and we were also able to create a business process value chain. Let me explain that concept. I have a process A, and A depends on two processes, B and C as the input, D and E as the recipients. These are the contributors, these are the recipients. All these processes, for the sake of simplicity, are internal to the organization, and in case a disaster happens, we assume that all of them operate from the same location and get affected equally. There are two more processes, F and G, which are external to the organization. So in case of a site outage, only processes B, C, A, D and E would get affected, and all of them would need to be recovered. In this, assuming that A has a 3 days RTO, D had a 2, E had a 5, B and C had 7 and 1. What would happen is that the B process, though it has a 7 days RTO, because it feeds into A and A has only a 3-day RTO, B automatically is reduced to a 3 days, because A, having a 3-day RTO, would need all its predecessors, all its contributors to have the same. But if I were to see on the recipient side, process D has a 2-day RTO. D would not be willing to wait for more than 2 days. Automatically, A also has a 2-day RTO, and so does B. C was 1, so it doesn't get affected. So when we identify a business process value chain, we are able to correlate a process with its contributors and recipients, and then have a global RTO for the business process value chain rather than local RTOs for each process. This is an important aspect. In business process dependency analysis, which is the topic of this video, we consider this value chain, because mere recovery of A is not sufficient unless we recover B and C. And since A feeds into D and E, therefore D and E will also need to be recovered. Yes, if D and E had an RTO which was much more than 2 days, and there was a way that A could actually have the output data stored till processes D and E are recovered, we wouldn't bother about D and E. Let's get back to business process dependency analysis. So in business process dependency analysis, we start off with the business process value chain. Let us consider an example. A customer, she wants to buy something. It could be a customer or it could be a B2B transaction. So this lady, she goes to the website, she enters her details, she logs onto the system, she finds something that she is interested in purchasing, she goes ahead and orders a couple of, let's say, dresses. One of the dress is in stock, the other isn't. She's okay with it. She goes ahead and orders the one that is in stock. She has to enter her credit card details. She does that. The credit card is good. The expiry date is far away and she has balance left in her card. It authorizes her to go ahead and purchase. She gets a mail stating that her transaction is complete and the shipment is on its way. This is a simple business process of a customer going to a website and ordering something, resulting in revenue to the organization. Let us carry out a business process dependency analysis. So we have this person who logged on to a system. So we have a web system where the customer logged in. When we say logged in, so there was a customer account maintained somewhere. So this account obviously would be fed by a customer account database. She liked something, she clicked on it. So there is an inventory system and there would be a related inventory database. It said that one item is in stock, one isn't. She went ahead and entered her credit card details. So there is an order processing system. And this is fed through a credit card, a third party, generally, database or a linkage. If we were to now understand the supporting infrastructure, we would have a web server over here. Here we would have a LDAP. The inventory system was based on a Java inventory system. We have a Oracle database for the inventory. And then for order processing, we have a proxy system over here. So to recover this process, we would need to recover the web server, the LDAP, Oracle database, the application server. For order processing, there would be the application server, and then we have the proxy. The web system would be between a DMZ. So we would have a firewall on that side, a firewall on this side, and then we would have routers, and they would have and then we have linkages between the various systems. So we have customer account being fed over here, and this going over here, and then we have the LDAP also of the organization going for the credit card authentication. So what we see is that a mere transaction of going and ordering a system online, a business process, is a sales transaction, involves a lot of subsystems, and each of these subsystems have a related infrastructure. To recover the process wherein the customer can carry out a sales transaction in case of disaster would involve recovering all these various entities, and this is what business process dependency analysis is about. That is, we identify a business process, we identify the various activities that take place in the business process, then we correlate the activities with the dependent IT infrastructure, and by infrastructure I mean the systems, the applications, the databases, and then we create a picture so that we can recover the entire setup.